man I enjoy talking to every week on Saturdays is Dr. Vincent. Have we got you on the line, Vincent?
Hi, yes, I am online, and Happy New Year again to everyone. I think for a lot of people, this is the last weekend of the Christmas New Year break, so it's good to talk about health because it is always good to step into the new year with a healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy everything all around.
It is, and you'll be pleased to know I am back at the gym. Been there, I've done 3 sessions, and, for people out there, sometimes it's about trying something different that I haven't done before. And I actually went to a kickboxing session.
Yeah. And that's one of the strategies that I always employ, not only for myself, but whenever anyone asking me about how to get into a healthy routine is that mix it up, because at the end of the day, unlike other people, I'm actually not really into sports, but what gets me into exercising is things like kickboxing, body pump, things to make it more fun. And even if you don't like it at first, give it at least 3 or 4 sessions to try, because it is scientifically proven when we do something more than 3 times, we're more likely to stick to it rather than not. So give it a go and see how you're feeling after 3 or 4 sessions.
And I'm going to say the trainers at the gym always go, you've got to do it for at least 12 sessions. And, said that it becomes habit forming. And this is not a plug for going to the gym, people. It's about staying healthy. But, so many people out there, and I was one of those people. This is the first gym I've ever been to. And I went to one, I think, for 2 sessions and absolutely hated it. But I go to dedicated classes in the morning, which nearly kill me. But after 5 minutes of leaving, I go, you know what, that wasn't too bad. I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah. You are not alone in terms of hating the gym environment. I used to be one of those people. And I think finding the right gym and the right people and the environment is actually really important. And I would like to take this opportunity to do a little bit of a public service announcement to people who are already in the gym. This time of the year, a lot of people are going to be starting at the gym. They are probably newbies. They are probably people who haven't been to the gym for a long time. Be kind, because not everyone knows the ways around the gym. At one point, you also were quite new at the gym, and perhaps other people were showing you around. So extend that kindness, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be creating a toxic environment that discourages people from pursuing a healthy lifestyle.
No, and it's one of the things the gym that I do go to encourages you to, make sure that you were all friendly to each other. It's not about you showing off or anything like that. It's about you getting fit and having a healthy lifestyle.
Exactly, because it can be very intimidating for someone who just started out in the gym. And I think it is really important for gym owners and gym goers to keep that in mind.
Yeah. So there we go. We've talked about gyms, people, on there as well. But we are going today talking about fruit and veg, aren't we?
Yeah, because according to a study, most authors aren't actually meeting the recommended intake of their fruit and vegetables. And those that do actually perhaps doing something that make them miss out on the maximum or optimal nutritional value because they process them wrongly. So I really think that fruit and veg are very important food groups that we should include in our diet, not only for the fiber benefits, but also with the vitamins and minerals, and especially the antioxidant content, because a lot of the health issues that we are facing in our daily lives are centered around inflammations. And research do show that when you include fruit and vegetables in your diet, it helps your body not only to manage, but actually reduce the inflammation rate in the body.
And a lot of times when we go into, and this might sound really bad, Uber, as far as I know, don't deliver fruit and vegetables. So you might have to actually get off your bum and go down to the supermarket and actually buy some.
Yeah, I am all for convenience. I am all for easy access. But while I make some concession with other food items, I actually do like to go to the whether you shop at a supermarket or a fresh market or farmer's market, I really do like to see and touch and feel the fruit and vegetables before I actually buy them. I don't know whether this is something that my brain self kind of trained my body into doing, or this is just how there is something innate in our human mind, I think, that want us to be connected with our environment, with nature. And I think if you can't be living if you're not living in the farm or can't be living in the farm, this is probably the closest that you can get into connecting with nature. And I think for our mental well-being, it's also really good. And there is a reason why they say that eat the rainbow, because all of these colors and pigments and texture in our fruit and vegetables actually contributing to our health and well-being, because they contain different types of nutrients, different types of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants.
And you're saying that the easiest and best way to boost the nutrients in your diet is to avoid cutting, slicing, chopping, or peeling fruit and veg until you're about to eat them, or even better, eat them whole.
That's correct, because not only you are retaining the fiber content, you're also protecting all these essential nutrients, because once you cut, peel, dice, and cube the vegetables or fruit, you're exposing them to oxygen, and oxygen will destroy this essential important nutrients from fruit and vegetables. So by incorrectly prepping the fruit and vegetables, you actually miss out on the vitamin C, vitamin A, and vitamin E, and a lot of these fruit and vegetables, the nutrients are concentrated in the skin or peel of the fruit and vegetables. So peeling it actually excluding probably the most nutritious part of the plant.
So what if you're fussy, Vincent? What if you're fussy? You go, no, I don't want to eat the outside of it.
Well, I think that is something that eating some of part of fruit and vegetable is better than none. However, the best way to do it is probably making it into smoothies. And make sure that you're only processing all of these fruit and vegetables right before you're consuming it. Because essentially when you blitz everything, it's better than when you're juicing it, because you're still taking and eating the fruits, the important part of the fruits and vegetables, such as the peels. And by blitzing it, you probably won't notice it as much. And the other thing that I also normally do to increase the intake of my fruit and vegetable, especially the vegetable part, is by dicing them up into, like, say, my pasta sauce. But this is a thing that you have to do it smartly. What I'm saying by doing it smartly is that instead of buying them already processed, you're processing at home so that you know that you are consuming it within the short period of time without losing too much of these nutrients. And I really do think that eating fruits and vegetables, it has a lot of connection with our childhood. So if you're asking yourself or asking people around you, the type of fruits and vegetables that they avoid or they dislike as an adult usually have a story that's around their childhood. Maybe your mom prepared wrongly, or maybe that's the only thing that your mom prepared, or that's the only thing that your dad put on the barbecue every time that you did barbecue as a family. So I do think that this is something that we can, Jedi mind trick ourselves into trying new stuff. But if you can't do that, smoothies are the next best thing. Cutting up into salad and freshly prepared food is actually not too bad. And the other thing is that if you can't change your mind around certain fruit and vegetables, at the very least, when you have children or if you have nephews or nieces, probably try to train them from a young age, because fruit and vegetables are really center of our diet. I am not saying that other food groups are not as important, but research do not lie, facts do not lie. People or population that consume more fruit and vegetable in their diet generally live longer, say the Mediterranean diet, Japanese diet. So anything that goes around freshly prepared food compared to processed food, it does good for your body.
And you're saying cut them to the right size and have a sharp knife.
Yes. Well, everyone who spent time in the kitchen will agree with me that it is actually more dangerous working with blunt knives than sharp knives. But more than that, when you're working with blunt knives, you're basically squishing the fruit and vegetables. And if you don't use it immediately, what you are doing is that you're creating these tiny micro bruises on the body of the fruit and vegetables. And if you're storing it in the fridge for like 3 days or 5 days, it actually encourages the bacteria to grow there.
Okay.
And cutting it with the right size, it's a mathematical approach. So the tinier part of the cubes or the chops of your fruit and vegetables, the higher of the proportion of the surface area. It means that they get more exposure to oxygen. So it degrades all of these essential nutrients faster. Obviously, it doesn't matter if you cook it immediately, but if you're like me or a lot of other people there who meal prep because, we're busy, but we're trying to eat healthily for the week, make sure that you only cut your fruit and vegetable. For example, I always cut my capsicum only in 4 parts, and I cut them smaller as I go on the day just before I cook them because I want to avoid exposing too much of the nutrients to the oxygen. So this is about compromise. You have to make sure that your approach to eating healthy, in this case, preparing fruit and vegetable, is as practical as possible. Obviously, if we live in the optimal world, in the utopia, when it comes to preparing our fruit and vegetables, we want them right from the farm. But we live in the real world, so we always have to make sure that we adopt something that we can practice every day. And
supermarkets seem to run on these at the moment, pre-cut vegetables.
Again, this is about convenience. If you're so time poor and you can't do prepare your fruit and vegetables at home, sure, that is the next best thing. It's better than missing out on any fruit and vegetables. But if you can spend 15 minutes just before dinner to prepare it, I really do think that try it, because it's not only going to be healthier for you, it's also going to save you a lot of money. I've done a comparison with a chopped onion because I don't like chopping onions.
Yeah.
But
yeah, none of us do.
Yeah, but then you pay the premium for the pre-chopped, pre-prepared onions. And if that is your approach, that's fine. But just bear in mind that if you can prepare yourselves, not only is it going to be fresher, healthier, it's also much, much cheaper.
Makes all sense to me. Vincent, where can we find out more about you?
You guys can go into my website. It's anappleaday.com.au. And I also would like to add a little bit. We are starting the new year, and one of the things that we may forget is the health and well-being or our mental condition. Because we talk a lot about our physical health, we also need to pay attention to our mental well-being, because being healthy also includes being healthy in your mind as well as your emotional well-being. So please do come to our website, anappleaday.com.au. We talk a lot about health, lifestyle, and diet there.
Vincent, always great to talk to you. Sensible advice. I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Have a good weekend, Vincent. That was Dr. Vincent, anappleaday.com.au.